The abandoned castle of Ravenshade loomed atop the craggy hill, its dark silhouette stark against the twilight sky. For decades, it had been a subject of whispered legends and ominous tales. The castle's history was steeped in shadows, its halls said to be haunted by echoes of the past, particularly those of the infamous witches who had once dwelled within its crumbling walls. Sophia Blake, a historian with an obsession for the arcane, had heard of these tales all her life. When she received an anonymous tip about a hidden journal belonging to one of the castle's last occupants, she could not resist the lure of unraveling the mysteries of Ravenshade. Armed with a flashlight, a tape recorder, and her unyielding curiosity, she ventured into the desolate castle as night fell. The castle's main entrance was a grand archway, choked with ivy and decay. Sophia pushed through the heavy wooden doors, their groans reverberating through the vast, empty hall. The air was thick with dust and the scent of mildew. Her footsteps echoed with unsettling resonance as she made her way deeper into the castle, her flashlight casting long, jittery shadows on the walls. As she explored, Sophia's thoughts were consumed by the stories she had read, tales of witches who had practiced dark magic within these very walls. The deeper she ventured, the more oppressive the atmosphere became. Her flashlight flickered ominously, and the castle seemed to close in around her, the silence broken only by the occasional drip of water from the cracked ceiling. She found herself drawn to the tower at the far end of the castle. Its spire, though crumbling, still stood defiantly against the sky. The stories spoke of the Witching Tower, the focal point of the witches' dark rituals. Sophia climbed the spiraling staircase, each step creaking under her weight, her breaths growing shallow with anticipation. Reaching the top, she found herself in a large, circular chamber. The room was filled with broken furniture and scattered remnants of a bygone era. At the center of the room was an old wooden table, covered in arcane symbols, and a large, leather-bound journal. Her heart raced as she approached the journal, its cover embossed with the same symbols that adorned the table. She opened the journal carefully, her flashlight illuminating the faded script. The entries detailed spells, rituals, and dark incantations. But what caught her attention was the final entry, written in a trembling hand: "The ritual must be completed to bind the essence. The echoes of the past are restless. They seek release. The price is the soul of the one who dares to uncover the truth." Sophia's skin prickled as she read the ominous words. A sudden gust of wind blew through the chamber, extinguishing her flashlight and plunging her into darkness. Panic surged within her as she fumbled for her matches, trying to relight her candle. The air grew colder, and she could hear faint whispers, like disembodied voices echoing from the walls. Just as she managed to light the candle, she was startled by a loud bang coming from below. The noise reverberated through the tower, sending a shiver down her spine. Her heart pounded as she slowly descended the stairs, her candle's light flickering erratically. The whispers grew louder, more urgent, and the feeling of being watched intensified. Reaching the main hall, Sophia noticed that the door to the Witching Tower was now ajar. She had distinctly remembered closing it behind her. With trepidation, she approached the doorway and peered inside. The room was empty, save for the journal, which now lay open to a different page. Suddenly, the temperature in the hall plummeted, and Sophia saw her breath crystallize in the frigid air. A shadow moved swiftly across the floor, and she spun around, her eyes wide with terror. The whispers coalesced into a haunting chant, and the wall seemed to close in on her. A sharp, icy touch gripped her shoulder, and she spun around to face a spectral figure, an ethereal woman clad in tattered robes, her eyes hollow and dark. The ghostly figure pointed towards the tower, and the whispers grew deafening, blending into a cacophony of desperate pleas and warnings. Sophia backed away, her fear mounting, and stumbled over a broken piece of furniture. She glanced back towards the Witching Tower and saw the journal lying on the floor, its pages now filled with fresh, blood-red writing. The final words of the entry were chillingly clear: "The essence is bound. The soul of the seeker shall join the echoes forever." realization dawned on her with terrifying clarity. The journal had not only documented the witch's spells but had also been a trap. The price for uncovering the truth was not just knowledge, but a life her life. The spectral figure moved closer, its expression a mask of sorrowful rage. The whispers became screams, and Sophia felt an overwhelming pressure on her chest, as if the very air were being squeezed from her lungs. Desperate to escape, she fled towards the exit, but the castle seemed to have shifted, its corridors elongating and twisting in impossible angles. As she neared the entrance, the spectral figure appeared before her, blocking her path. With a final, chilling scream, the figure reached out towards her, and Sophia felt an icy grip envelop her. The shadows in the castle seemed to reach for her, pulling her back into the darkness. With a final surge of adrenaline, Sophia broke free and stumbled out into the night. The castle loomed behind her, its dark silhouette a grim reminder of the horrors within. As she fled down the hill, she glanced back and saw the witching tower spire lit by a ghostly light, the whispers and screams fading into the night. Sophia never returned to the castle. The journal was never found, and the legends of Ravenshade grew darker with each passing year. The echoes of the witching tower continued to haunt the castle, waiting for the next soul brave or foolish enough to uncover its secrets. In the end, the castle remained a place of dread, its haunted whispers a chilling reminder of the price of curiosity.